Big Mom's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. We're back again today to talk to you about Welcome to Plathville, Season 4, Episode 2.
Hello, y'all.
And again, we want to thank you guys before we start.
Thank you.
If you have hit that like button, the share button, the subscribe button, because it's free.
Free.
We sure appreciate you, and we thank you, and we're glad you're here. Drop us some comments, say hi. You know, we love to hear from you guys. I am not good with like the private messages because I just don't check it that often. So, yeah.
Comment.
But comments, I see right away. Anyway, back to the Plathville. Starts out, we see Ethan and Nathan, who is Olivia's brother that lives with them now, for anybody who didn't pay attention last episode. And they rent a couple of scooters one night, and they just go boy riding around Tampa, and they play in a fountain and have all kinds of fun.
Do you think TLC's like, here's some scooters, go have fun with them?
I think they give them ideas, and I think they pay for a lot of the stuff that they do on the show. Yeah,
I don't see Ethan going and buying 2 scooters like that. I think that.
I don't think it would occur to him now. Now, somebody said, let's do it. It might, but yeah. And then we show Micah and Mariah, they're going to the beach. They haven't seen each other or talked in a long time because they both moved in different places. And Mariah is afraid to tell anybody what happened with Max because she doesn't want to hurt anyone, i.e., say what she might later regret. So she's been very close-lipped about it. And then Micah says to her, don't you think family would be the ones to open up all the way to? Because they're never going to leave you. Which I think is very, very wise and very innocent of Micah to say, because as you and I know, family is not always there for you.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, but actually, Mariah basically left the family.
Yeah, yeah.
So the family never left her.
Well, she and Micah left together, and they got very close when they lived together.
Micah left. Micah went across the country.
Yeah, and she went to Tampa.
Yeah, but I mean, at least she's closer to her family than he is.
Yeah,
5 hours, I think they said.
Oh no, it's not that far.
I thought it said Tampa from
maybe 4.
That's okay.
Anyway, something like that. And then they say Max and Micah got close because, of course, when he and Mariah lived together.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to be close to him if Max did something that Micah doesn't approve of.
Exactly.
And that to me says that he's very, very loyal. And I get that. I'm a loyal person. If you hurt somebody I love, we're done.
But should it matter what he done? I mean,
obviously, to get her at this level depressed and sad, something big happened, and we can everybody assumes it's what else could it be? Unless he beat her up, which people would know.
Which you can't. Yeah. I mean, you can tell if he did that,
or assaulted her in some way, or cheated. And
which if that was the case, she would just let him. She wouldn't care about his reputation.
You would think.
Yeah. And she wouldn't love him anymore.
Mariah says speaking about Max, the best guy I've ever met or will meet. I can't love somebody else after Max. It's not possible. He was genuinely my soulmate, and I wanted to marry him. Again, this is her first love, her first heartbreak. She's only 19.
Fortunately, you don't know much about soulmates at that age.
And here's the thing. You know that Garth Brooks song, Unanswered Prayers?
Yeah.
That is so true. Mariah, girl, if you're out there, I feel your pain. I do. Listen to Garth Brooks. Unanswered Prayers. It will speak to you, I promise. It's a go-to song when you're heartbroken about exes and stuff. I think Micah is very wise. He knows from what the story that Max cheated on her, and she's just not ready to talk.
He wants to hear it out of Max.
Yeah. And so Mariah tells Micah to call Max and ask him what happened. She just can't do it. And Micah said that she's still protecting Max, and it's too painful for her to talk about. So, but it's 2 parts with her. She really is still trying to protect him because she loves him still, even after breaking her heart. So then we're going back to the Plath family house. And Kim says this year has been really hard and she's unhappy with her marriage. And she said that when Barry took the kids for a week, I don't know where, she didn't really say, she was refinishing furniture at home. And it was the first time she'd been alone like that for 25 years. And she didn't feel good about herself. And she realized that he took her for granted all the years she was at home. And she'd finally had a chance for some self-reflection for the first time. And now with the studio and everything, she's just not home a lot because I think that was kind of like her epiphany moment, her awakening moment. And she was just like, I need something for me. Something's got to change. I need to, treat me better. And so,
and Barry's like, don't know what to do.
yeah, and she says Barry is trying, like, with the relationship and the marriage and everything, because, he did agree to the dance studio. He knows she's going through something. He doesn't get it. I don't know why he doesn't do an internet search or just ask his wife. I mean, I don't understand that.
He's about as old-fashioned as I get.
Yeah, but you can tell from the phone call between them that Barry is bitter about having to help out more at home. He said, Kim and I are having some struggles, and he sees things from a new perspective because she did so much mothering and managing the household, and she really was holding up a lot of responsibility. You've been married for how many fucking years and had so many children together, and you didn't realize that your wife, like, kept the entire family running and that you basically just were a paycheck.
That's what he seemed.
And sperm bank.
And he was happy with that.
And, and she was too until she realized, hey, I've changed. I've grown in all these years. And it's time to go back to a little bit more balance of me. I think already she might be overcompensating. I know that once you have that feeling of, oh my God, I went through it with my first divorce. Once you have that realization of, I don't love this person anymore and I just cannot stand it.
Yeah.
But you have to stick around for whatever reasons until it's time to go. And then to have him just now realize how important you are. I mean, that is so condescending. And so, like, what is he doing about it to change it, make it better? Is he apologizing? Is he stepping up more? Is he being, thoughtful and romantic?
He's stepping up more. She did say that.
Yeah, but I'm just like, if he has this new perspective, where's the action behind the new?
And he still doesn't understand why she's doing what she's doing.
No, and
that he's not going to change until he understands her
exactly.
motives.
And he says that he's missing the companionship.
Well, so is she.
And I'm like, but you're not missing love. You're not missing her.
But
you just miss having someone there to.
But she said the same thing too: the companionship, love.
No, she wants romance, and desire, and all this stuff that's supposed to be in a marriage, And he says he wants to make it work, and he doesn't know if it's a temporary phase. So I think he thinks, oh, this might be a midlife crisis. I'm gonna,
it's a phase. It's gonna go away.
I'm just gonna, ride this out and smirk and wink and be like, haha, we'll get through this.
Once he reads her journal, he's gonna realize.
Yeah,
But this is why when people are married for 40 or 50 years, every marriage goes through this. Okay, every marriage has
you love each other.
No, exactly.
You work it out.
Exactly. And when you're married 50 years, my parents, I'm sure, had issues when I was younger. I don't remember them, but I'm sure they did. Maybe not to this extent, but...
Right. It'd be interesting to ask her a story and see what she says.
I'm not sure if my mom would recall, but, I mean, if us, we have issues at times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we make it through them.
Yeah.
But I know it's not about us. It's about the past. But, I mean, I'm just setting it like an example.
Just like married couple, exactly. We can kind of relate to some things.
Exactly.
And then we go back to Ethan, and I think that man really needs a job because he's just like you. He needs something because he's bored as fuck, and he needs a hobby. He needs something, anything away from Olivia.
Maybe he should start a podcast.
The problem is that he doesn't have his cars there.
Yeah, that's the one thing he knows a lot about.
And
exactly.
That's his favorite hobby. That's his passion.
Yeah.
Like, he would not be up her ass bugging her when she's trying to work if he had something to do.
I don't think he'd be fine with like a bowling hobby, or some other like activity type hobby. I think the only hobby he wants is the cars.
Well, that's his love, yeah.
Exactly. No, you can't just put any hobby on anybody.
Well, here's the thing. At this, because I'm not an Olivia fan, but at that moment, I kind of felt for her because I know exactly how exasperated I get when I'm constantly interrupted because I work from home. I am watching these episodes and taking very detailed notes, a lot of times quoting directly.
You're talking about the kids.
Everyone, the dogs, the cat, they always choose that time. Like, oh, I love you. You won't play? Oh, I love you. I haven't seen you in 3 days, mommy, but I'm a cat. And now I want you to hold me and love me just because you started taking notes.
Well, Liz was like, can I read you something?
Yeah, Liz is like, I got Am I an Asshole story.
Yeah.
And Mallow comes in with some other thing, and you come back bitching about the Phillies.
No.
I'm just, whatever. That was an example. But I get it. I get the exasperation. Let's see. Oh my goodness, exasperated. Where was I? Mariah also has no job, so I'm assuming they've got. Ethan says he's using money that he saved.
Isn't he doing stocks? I thought he said he was in the stock market.
I don't recall that.
That's what I thought he said. I
don't know. Nathan and Olivia have jobs. Well, obviously Olivia is a photographer. I don't know what Nathan does.
Does well.
But I guess Mariah and Ethan have money from the show still too. So, and then Kim's at the farm and she's really stressed out, got a lot on her mind. So she goes kayaking out in the pond, and she's opening the dance studio soon, and she's got 3 rental properties. She feels really neglected in her marriage, and she feels kind of like he worthless to him,
Yeah.
And that's not a good place to be in a marriage or in a stage in your life.
Why doesn't she talk to him?
And let me tell you, she's at that stage in life where she's menopausal, probably perimenopausal, and as someone who's going through that right now, because of a medical procedure, it's hard. Your body is up and down, changes, like you can't eat, or then you want to do nothing but eat, or you can't sleep, or you want to do nothing but sleep. You sweat, or you're freezing. Your hormones are like, I love you, I hate you, I miss you, I want you, and now go away. Is
this what she's going through?
I'm thinking that's partly what it is, because like, you always assume that men are going through a midlife crisis, but women, when they hit that menopausal age, because of their hormones, like, it can be really, really tough.
Yeah.
And if a man doesn't have any kind of grasp of that, then yeah, there's going to be issues,
Yeah.
Because men have no idea. It's terrible. I had no idea. I mean,
maybe she should sit and she should tell Barry this.
Right?
That's what she's going through, physically, mentally. The producers, I'm sure it's going to happen.
So, yeah, just be like,
I'm sure it's going to happen. So I'm beating a dead horse here. So everybody's already seen it, mostly everybody. All right, so they all like, okay, yeah, we all know what's going to happen. Bill,
well, this is my theory about maybe also what's going on in the situation.
At this point in time.
Then we show Micah meeting Max to get the story of what's going on. Max is crying in the interview already. Says he's nervous. He's sad that he hurt Mariah and disappointed with himself. And he's just anxious, wants to get it over with.
He's a young boy. Okay, a young man. Okay, what is he, 20? He's about the same age?
I think he's 21.
Okay. And this is, I'm sure
We've seen college. Maybe he's 22, but he's like right within a few years of Mariah's age.
Mariah's not his first girlfriend.
No, probably not.
Okay, and Mariah, most likely, I'm sorry, Mariah, you won't be his last.
And he won't be yours either. I promise, girl.
No, yeah, we all
Prince Charming is out there.
Yeah. So, but I mean, was he really crying, or was that just a show? Because you know how I am with the whole crying thing. All right. Okay. He did not look like. I mean, that was like all of a sudden. He looked like he was fine. He wasn't like choking up or nothing. And then all of a sudden, he puts his face in his coat. I'm thinking, okay, are you really crying?
I think he's got an onion in there.
Exactly. I already said that. He's got an onion on his inside pocket. Okay, and he was sniffing it, and that's made the tears. But
I wonder.
Crocodile tears, in my opinion, people.
And then whenever, they're seated and he says, Max says, I fucked up, man. Pretty bad. And he starts crying again.
He's scared to death of Micah.
So this is his story. Max's buddy, who he used to work with, they were celebrating his retirement at his place. And he invited his lady friend over that Max knew his friend liked. And he was trying to be a wingman. I don't think Max understands how a wingman works. And he says, I took things a little too far. I was just flirting with her. That led her to think it was okay to try and kiss me, which she did.
A wingman doesn't flirt, Max.
Right? You're like, hey, man, my buddy over there, he's awesome. You need to get with him.
Especially a wingman who's taken.
Right? And he said, when he told Mariah what happened, he said, I'm proud of myself for not letting it go too far. You're an idiot, Max.
Crocodile.
Because evidently that means that he wanted to.
How old is this guy? Is this friend that has...
He's a retirement age.
But then how old is his lady?
Exactly.
Was he like, it was like his mom's age?
Maybe. Or maybe the old guy was after some young thing. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll never know, I'm sure. But regardless of what age she is, Max, wingmen don't flirt, right, with
no, you're supposed to build up the friend and not yours,
So, you're wrong, Max.
Yeah, you suck.
But I do think he's redeemable.
Maybe.
I do. At this point in time, I don't know what happens in the
future.
let's
be real. They're young.
Yes.
They're dumb. And I totally believe that he was only with Mariah to get famous.
Oh, yeah.
That's my opinion. Yes, he may have liked her a lot, but the second she left town, he was making out with somebody else. Yeah. No, not you don't do that with somebody you love.
No, exactly. No, exactly. You don't. But I do think, like I said, I think he's redeemable.
Maybe. And then Mike is angry, understandably, because, he hurt his sister. Yeah. And he also, he betrayed Mariah, but he also betrayed their friendship.
Yeah.
Because all the friendships stem from that one relationship. So, of course, he fucked it all up. And none of them thought that he was capable of that. None of us did. We thought he was awesome, didn't we? And he tells Max, I'm really fucking disappointed in you.
You called it. You said that he was just there for the fame.
Yeah.
Notoriety.
Yeah, that's been my feeling since day one.
Because he was like an out-of-work model, right?
So, yeah. Since we learned all that, and the same agent as Micah had at the time, yeah. And then Max, when he did his confession to Mariah, they caused a discussion into the relationship and their issues. Like, he still had issues with the way she dresses or whatever. And they got into a huge argument. And, of course, he said hateful shit. Because he was trying to, make excuses for his behavior. And Max said, I want to do better. And he cries some more. And he knows he has to regain their trust. And Micah thinks he's not telling us everything. And he asks Max if that's all that happened. And Max says, yeah. So then...
I don't believe that either.
No. There was some... weird faces and hesitancies going on there, but
it was more than
again. Sometimes you have to wonder because it is an edited video made for drama, so sometimes that you have the angles and the camera things. You just don't know. So then Micah video calls Mariah, and she's happy to finally have someone to talk to about it. And Micah says she doesn't need to settle for the first guy she meets, the first guy she dates, and I think that's totally right.
Very mature.
Yes, like it sucks now, but hey, it's just you don't gotta settle.
They all suck.
And he calls Mariah a brave little warrior and hopes that the younger sisters are just like her. I think that's sweet.
Well, yeah, he said that he makes him mad because he doesn't want his little sisters end up like Mariah.
Exactly.
You
He could
know,
have them be hurt.
yeah, and he wants to be there for them. And then I think his little sisters, I think they'll be able to take care of themselves too
I think so.
in the future. Well, I'm not sure if we'll ever see that down the road, but
I hope so.
I mean, what, episode 10, down that way.
I mean, up season 10.
Season 10, yeah. That's what
Why not? Sister Wives do it. They're on 18.
Well, I mean, hey, if it's a good show, keep going.
Okay, and then while Mike is in Tampa seeing Mariah,
Yeah.
they decide to drive to see the parents, and it was the first time that they've seen them since they moved. So that'd be a good visit, a couple months,
Yeah.
And Micah says the parents are different people now.
The mom more so than the dad.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? And Barry said, we're waking up to a new reality of what her potential is about Kim. That seemed a little shady to me. Like, was that some shade? Like, we're waking up to a new reality of what her potential is.
I hope Barry didn't throw his armor away.
Right.
He might need it for his next relationship.
Well, and to defend himself when Kim snaps and beats the tar out of him with that ballet bar.
I think Kim will, all right, snap and beat the tar out of him, but she'll leave.
That's a great way to push someone away with this passive aggressive comment.
Both at the ballet place, right? When him and Isaac were putting stuff together.
So I'm saying those passive aggressive comments are not going to save your relationship, dude.
He needs to have some counseling. He really does.
And then Lydia comes in, and we find out that she's just started working full time at a bank, and she's training there.
That's a big step.
And that is awesome for her because that's a really good career to get into. And she innocently asks if Max is joining her in Tampa.
And the best thing about it is that she talked it out and then sing it to him. That's the best thing. There's nothing wrong with her singing. I like her singing. But it gets a little old after a while.
Thank you for your editorial
comment. Not a musical.
It's true. It's not supposed to be anyway.
Grease.
But Mariah's kind of non-answer makes Kim ask if they're still together, and she says no. And then they can obviously tell she doesn't want to talk about it. And
Barry did good there by stopping it.
Yeah.
He did good.
And Lydia said this is the first time one of the older siblings had a serious relationship that didn't work out. No, it's true.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Ethan on and off, yeah.
But they're married, so
yeah, there's
the point.
Yeah.
So I mean that would be weird because you never know how to handle the first one, Kim was very supportive and loving to her.
Yep. They're holding hands.
And she just hugged her for a long time, which sometimes is what you need when you hurt like that.
Yeah.
And she was shocked at the breakup, and because everybody loved Max and thought they were perfect together, It's just,
yeah, it's a big poo poo on everybody basically.
And Barry said this, and it was actually very insightful, and I was kind of surprised it came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But he said they've been sewing their souls together, and now it's a big tear that really hurts. And I'm like, that is kind of what you do when you are serious with someone. If it's your soulmate, you are kind of sewing your souls together.
What's he gonna say after what happens to him?
I guess he's gonna have a big tear. I don't know. And Barry said that he hopes it works out between him and Kim, but he doesn't know, and he doesn't seem too concerned.
Maybe he's just showing that on the camera. He doesn't want his
to
be known on the camera.
But that's not the way to keep your wife.
Well, no, I mean, but
if you know your wife is on the way out, you act nicer.
And you try to change.
You would think.
Yeah.
And then Lydia and Mariah go off in, I guess, another room or whatever, and they, they're talking a little bit, and they hug. And Mariah said that she's not okay. And we can all kind of see that.
Yeah.
And you expect from Lydia a certain reaction, right? But Lydia said, life sucks sometimes, but it'll be okay. And I'm just like, that's very simplistic and,
It's like that Lydia knows something before.
It's like she's like downplaying her sister's pain.
Do you think Max maybe said something to Lydia before he said something to Micah?
No, because then she goes on to say, they were both crying, and then Lydia says, I don't know what to say. And then she says, you can always call me if you need to talk.
She's like, I'll sing you a song.
And then she asked whose decision it was to break up. Mm-hmm. And Mariah said, I had to do what was right for me, for him, for us, to grow without the pressure of feeling like I need to be somebody for someone else. And Lydia says, I'm in shock. I was texting him just a few days ago. He didn't tell me anything.
Why was she?
And then she said, I wanted to see him.
Why is your little sister texting her boyfriend?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, in a big family, and everyone's accepted him kind of like as part of the family. I guess that would make sense.
But Mariah didn't look too. She didn't look too fond of this conversation.
No, she just kind of went, like, her face went blank. Yeah. Like, I can't believe what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And in her interview, Lydia said that Max had become like one of the family. He was almost like a brother to me. And for that to just be gone, I'm heartbroken in a way.
So it seems like Lydia was closer to what we all knew.
Yeah, because remember, was it last season? One of her brothers called her mysterious and secretive because she like holds all of her information inside.
Oh, it's the quiet ones you got to watch out for.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. And so Lydia then says to Mariah, you wouldn't disapprove of me meeting up and talking with him sometime, would you? Or if I asked him to join my friends and just hang out with the friends, would you be fine with that? And Mariah, of course, is always the one that says, nobody can tell me what to do. Freedom, freedom, freedom. She says, I think you can do whatever you want to do. And then Lydia's response is quite different than what I expected, Mariah said.
Yeah.
Us too. Like, we're all like, who is this person and what did you do with Lydia?
It's like, why are you on... It's like she didn't pick a side. And she should pick Mariah's side.
But she picked a side, and it was Max.
The true, yeah.
And then...
What's funny is you expect the opposite. You expect Micah to be the less mature one and be like, oh, it's a guy thing.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. And then you expect Lydia to be like, well, let me talk to you. Come talk to me. We talk about it.
Yeah.
He's an ass. She wouldn't say ass, but of course.
I want to talk to him, get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. But no, she wants to be friends with him.
Right. And Mariah was like, I just wanted to feel more supported because, this is not...
She didn't get no support at all from Lydia.
Nothing.
Max, like you said, Max got more support.
And they even talked about or pointed out how differently they react to situations.
Do you think something might have happened between Max and Lydia?
No.
I think like a kiss or something like that.
Lydia might have an unconscious crush on him.
I think she might have on any boy that she meets because she's sheltered.
Yeah, and she's at that age where you're boy crazy, No,
I mean, anybody would. Yeah, because it was sheltered or not sheltered.
So the way they handle situations is completely different, obviously, and they're very opposite people. But again, it seems like they've kind of switched, and Mariah's getting a little bit more mature, and Lydia is kind of more me.
So is Micah. Micah's more mature than Lydia right now.
It seems that way.
Yeah, and he lives in LA where anything goes.
It's true. All right. Well, that was season 4, episode 2 of Welcome to Plathville. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have a different perspective or have anything you'd like to add, please feel free to, leave a comment.
Let us know.
And we would love if you like anything about it to give us a like, a share, subscribe because it's free.
Yeah, free.
Let us know you're out there and that you don't hate us. All right, guys. Until next time, I hope y'all wear your seatbelt.
Subscribe.
Use your turn signal.
Subscribe.
Being new to your pet.
Subscribe.
And please be kind. Bye.